Hi there. First of all, thanks so much for becoming or being a Stickum customer. We really appreciate you all. Many of you have been here for many, many years, and we grow and innovate every day on your behalf as well too. I wanted to kind of create this video because there's been a lot of talk in the industry and in the news about trigger leads. We've been following it extremely closely over the past several years, have seen many of the variations of the bill itself. We noticed when it got passed in Congress and now just recently signed by the president, making it and allowing it to go into law. So I thought I'd just create a video just here to kind of give you our perspective. We've been answering a lot of questions from a lot of our customers, and also those customers or prospects that have been wanting to come over to Stickham just had a lot of this news in their head and thought that maybe they can use a little bit of thought from our perspective on what's going on. What does it mean? What does it mean for us as a Stickum customer for the services that we provide? And how does all of this lay into the current bill that's soon to be law in about 6 months? So let me give you our perspective here at Stickum, just to shed some light of how we see it and what we reflect on what's going on today and what's going to be happening tomorrow in regards to the whole trigger lead situation. As you know, it has gone through Congress and has been signed by the president. So, from a timing perspective, I believe that was earlier this month. We have about 6 months before that becomes law. First and foremost, our perspective from Stickham is we fully support it. Just to be honest with you, we fully support the opportunity and the controls for proper use of data, proper use, and for proper people and entities to have certain access to certain data for their particular permissible purposes, not necessarily everybody. And I think that's what you've been seeing in the past couple years, and the flood of folks that were able to buy these types of pieces of information, trigger lead data, for instance, and has been really, as I like to call it, cluttering up the airwaves, right? So the situation, as we all know, is every time someone had pulled some credit, they would be getting 50 to 60 or even sometimes more calls and cold prospecting, call it what you is, spam type of communications, marketing communications from everybody there. Most of those folks, if not all of those folks, were folks that had purchased the opportunity to receive this information. They did not have a relationship with the customer whatsoever. They got the ability to know when their credit was been pulled from a mortgage perspective, and therefore they let their marketing fly, right? They're using the trigger lead data for cold prospecting activities. That in the bill is really what we saw, the targeted audience to really put fences around, if not remove from the opportunity of using trigger data so that no one going forward can use it for cold prospecting type of activities. You have to have a relationship with the customer, the borrower, and able to obtain this data. So just like we all know, there are about four carve-outs that allow an entity or a person to have the use of this trigger lead type of data. All right. So one, you are the originator or lender of that loan on that particular customer. So all of our mortgage broker friends, lenders, banks that are lending, that are the originators of that particular mortgage, our understanding here is you are part of that carve out. Think about it, especially since you have to manage the risk of an EPO. This now helps balance it and gives you the tools and the resources to really prevent an EPO, protect yourself from an EPO, and thus that should be allowable, permissible purpose. And I'm not surprised that's what's now in place, and that should continue forward, after the 6 month has come into play. So if you're there, if you're a loan officer, you're originating the loans, you're looking to protect yourself from an EPO, you are fine. You should be part of that carve out. It's the way we read it as well too, as far as the lender or the originator that has originated the loan with the borrower. You're allowed to protect yourself and you're allotted these resources to do so. The others, of course, if you're a bank or a credit union, you have a relationship with them. If you're the servicer as well too. And then likewise, if you get an opt-in, if you get an opt-in from anybody really, so that could be someone that has closed a loan or funded a loan, or if something that is uh, one of your customers that maybe you're in pre-approval process or whatnot there, if you got a documented opt-in, you're allowed to now protect that relationship and use the resources allotted to you. Okay, so that's what our read is so far on what the law has said. Again, we support this entirely and support the initiatives to really put fences around this, but still give the opportunity to those that quite frankly have warranted permission and use of that. All of the lenders and loan originators and the mortgage brokers and bankers that have, to balance out negative impacts of this, you should be allotted this. Now, where does this leave all of our Stickum customers? So, since the very beginning, Stickum has always been on the retention side. We have not varied from this. All of our customers that we bring on board and customers that we consult with and support and everything full wholeheartedly, we've always mentioned to them. And our premise as far as the use of the Stickum platform for the credit pull type of monitoring and alerts has always been on monitoring your current and past customers. So those of you that are in that population there, even with the credit bureaus, the kind of data transmit we get is coined or terminology used is the retention triggers what Stickum uses. So we are okay. We should be in that one carve out already, fitted right there that you're the loan originator or the lender, the relationship that's in place. So if you're there, you're with Stickum, our resource and support for you shall continue well beyond that. And we found it in our perspective pleasant to see that carve out was there. We're not surprised that it's not there, but it indeed is there now. So our services to you as our Stickum customers shall not actually vary one bit whatsoever. We have never been one of those that have been openly selling or promoting or marketing the cold prospecting of the trigger lead type of information, the retention, the alert information that you get from credit pulls to the open prospecting market. We've always hold true to this is to support and protect and retain your current and past customers. So that's our perspective there. We're looking forward to taking the next chapter here. Pay attention though, we have not stopped our own innovating in lieu of all of this. So we've released so many new monitoring type of services, be able to allow monitor your web behavior of your customers, searching for mortgages, looking for homes, or investigating properly selling their homes. And several different life event type of monitoring services have now been actually released from the Stickum platform, all available for you to use to complement the current alerts that you have monitoring credit pulls, or in many cases, supplement or even take over those. So please look out for additional communications to those. Those alerts and those monitoring services are open, not just for current customers, but also relationships that you don't know, relationships that you're looking to grow or open up through maybe lists that you get from prospects, lists that you get from partners. You can use those services, the monitoring of the web behavior and the live event type of behaviors on any contact you have with Stickum, right? We are still going to hold true to the premise that we've always had on the retention side of things for the trigger lead information. Stickum still has that, and with support of the credit bureaus themselves, we will continue through because of our premise and how we've already positioned ourselves there. So I thought I'd kind of send this video out to you just to kind of give you our perspective on things and how we're looking at it and how confidently we're going to be supporting you going forward well into the future with not just the original credit pull type of monitoring services, but now expanding that into various web behavior monitoring, life event monitoring, and quite frankly, quite a bit more to come. So stay tuned for more. If you do have any questions, please reach out directly. Reach out directly to myself, Jeff Londres, co-founder of Stikkum. Send a note out to our customer success department. We're always here 7 days a week to support you fully, answer any questions, and help you enjoy and become more successful in your endeavors in the mortgage industry. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, and I hope this message shed a little light and clarity for you. Thank you.